The majority of the American people, even the recent polling, shows that 60% of the American people are unhappy with their choices. If you take the total number of Americans and the percentage that register, then the percentage that vote, and then the percentage that vote for a candidate, you end up electing a president with 32% of the American people. And the only way we can have a showing is to prove this point. Now, first off, where are these 60%? Well, there's a bunch of them who make an intellectual decision not to vote. And we shouldn't just say they're apathetic, because I know a lot who aren't apathetic and are pretty intelligent, and they figured it out. But I'd like them to vote. My recommendation is to vote. But if you add up those who intellectually don't vote, and you take all the alternatives and take that number of half the people who vote just for the lesser of two evil, we are the majority. And so therefore, 16% of the American people essentially are saying, hey, I like this candidate, and they vote for the president. And this has to change, especially if you ever come around to the, please don't, if you ever get to the point where you believe the two parties are essentially the same, then if the majority is outside the establishment, that it's not very democratic. The process isn't working. And when you think about what we do around the world on the pretense of spreading democracy and how many people die, I think this is a tragedy. It's a tragedy that we who want to improve this country, defend our principles, defend the Constitution, and have a decent process are treated this way. And this is, in a way, an attempt on my part. I'm not a candidate. I'm still very interested in what's happening. And I just am today making a very strong suggestion of what we can do. You know, quite a few years ago, when I think it was when Bill Clinton was inaugurated, it was one of his speeches, he recognized one single individual as being very important to him philosophically. And some of you may know about him, but it's worth looking into. And his name was Carroll Quigley. Let me read a quote from him, and thinking about where he's coming from. He says, the argument that the two parties should represent opposed ideals and policies, one, perhaps the right of the right and the other of the left, is a foolish idea, acceptable only to the doctrinaire and academic thinkers. Instead, the two parties should be almost identical, so that the American people can throw the rascals out at any election without leading to any profound or extensive shift in policy. I mean, I think that is a profound statement, because it tells us what's going on and why things don't change. So we here today are trying to say that we represent the majority. We deserve to be heard. They deserve to be in the debates. And you say, well, how can they be? They're minor candidates. They don't have enough support. If you'd have everybody get in the debate. Well, you know, there's a simple way for cutoff. Because it's true, if you had 200 people who filed for the presidency, you can't expect the individuals to be on the stage. But there is a good way to do it, and that is to have any candidate who has gone through the onerous process, which is so biased against this, and are still on enough states that they theoretically could get enough electoral votes to win, they ought to be in the debates. And that is what our goal is. Now, what are the odds of this happening? What are the odds that the commission on the presidential debate all of a sudden will become fair and balanced? None. Absolutely none. So what are we going to do about it? We come together. And to me, it's fantastic that we've been able to get 4 candidates together on this set of principles and agreeing that it's the process that they're begging to change. And this to me is remarkable and important. So what else can they do? Well, I think the 4 candidates very well could get together. That generally is something I had to do in the primary race, you know, exclusion, don't do this, marginalize. We would just go and have our own. And I know it's difficult to think about, and there's probably arguments against it. I don't even know if the 4 would agree. I haven't even talked to them. But, you know, if they could get together and bring all their supporters together, you know, and maybe the media would pay attention and say, maybe there are some important issues. Maybe civil liberties do count.
And, you know, we're trying to reach out to the non-voters because, hey, we understand why people don't vote. It's the same reason I didn't vote in 1988 when I was eligible, and I didn't vote in 1992. It's because government is bad. But guess what? We're trying to reach out and let people know that it's not going to fix itself. We have to get back involved. We understand people don't vote because government is bad.
Because their request was that I endorse John McCain today.